Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We will be starting soon with Sheikh Akef's talk. If everybody in the hallways as well as downstairs can please make their way back into the main hall. And please sit close together. And please sit close together. And please have a pencil and paper for note taking, as well as if anyone here has not registered yet, please register with the brothers outside who are sitting there with the laptop. I repeat, if anyone has not registered, please register with the brothers outside. Our next speaker is Sheikh Akef Habbal. He was born in Montreal, Canada. He graduated from a 6-year program at Madrasa Khusrufiya in Syria. Thereafter, he earned his bachelor's degree in Islamic studies from the University of Damascus. Sheikh Akef then went on to study various subjects including tafsir, fiqh, nahu, and usul under various scholars in Syria. Upon returning to North America, Sheikh Akef began teaching Arabic and Islamic studies at various institutions. He currently serves as an Arabic instructor at Darus Salam Academy. Sheikh Akef is a very vibrant and talented addition to the staff here at Darus Salam. If you ask any of the students here, they will testify to his passion as he is teaching his classes. There's no such thing as a student sleeping in Sheikh Akef's class because he is so passionate and wakeful. He is always, sometimes we're having class and there's students in our class that are sleeping and we hear from the hallway, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and it's Sheikh Akef, like with so much enthusiasm and so much love and so much passion, it wakes up students in our class. So Sheikh Akef, alhamdulillah, we are blessed to have Sheikh Akef as a staff here at Darus Salam. He has really instilled the love of the Arabic language in many of the students here. And he has mastery over many different sciences. Without further ado, if I can please ask Sheikh Akef to come and enlighten us on the story of Sayyiduna Adam alayhi salam and his progeny. Jazakumullahu Khairun.
بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. اللهم يسر وعن برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Like, wallah, I have like I have a watch and a phone, and they put here a clock so I don't go over time. Come on, ya Jama'ah. I'm going to be checking the time, inshallah. But Jazakullahu Khairun. You know, before I start, basically, you know how I feel now? I don't know if you've tried a roller coaster, but I have tried. And you know how you feel when you're sitting in the front row? Like you're sitting in the front row of the roller coaster, because like when you're coming down a deep hill or descension, you're going to be very scared, you know what I mean? So I feel that way, you know, starting this Mubarak retreat, inshallah. So, may Allah help us jami'an. Say Ameen. So, today, inshallah, we'll start with the story of Adam alayhi salam. Of course, it is one of the themes, the reoccurring themes in the Quran, and it is a tool that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses in the Quran, which is the qasas. If you take the Mus'haf and you see what are the main things in the Quran, you have basically telling us about Allah. Tawheed, and the sifat of Allah, His attributes and His his sunan, his laws in this world, how things work in this world. And then there's another element, which is the if'al wa la taf'al. Yani, what you should do and what you shouldn't do. That's the second major part of the Quran. Yani, the rulings. And then the third part is the qasas. So what is qasas? Yani, application. Yani, for example, I'll say, Ya Habibi, do this. You say, this is difficult. I'll say, let me show you how I do it. And now it's going to be easy. So always having an example, it makes things way more clear. You see how you can apply these concepts in life. That's why when a father says do something to their kids versus they do it, it's like day and night. The effect of that is like day and night. So we'll start. So Adam alayhi salam, the story starts before his creation. As you brothers and sisters know, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the angels he's going to make a khalifa. He's going to create a khalifa. Now khalifa means yani, someone who comes in your place. A khalifa, it is someone who takes responsibility of your affairs when you're not around. Mathalan, you travel, you tell your elder son, you be my khalifa till I return. Yani, if the family needs anything, if you're the man in the house, as they say, take care of things. But again, for Allah doesn't mean that Allah is like someone needs to take care of his affairs in the world. No, it means someone is on earth to uphold the way that Allah has taught us, basically. So then the malaika alayhim as-salam, they say, are you going to make in it, أَتَجْعَلُ فِيهَا مَنْ يُفْسِدُ فِيهَا, who's going to corrupt throughout this land, throughout the land, yani, and shed blood? Now again, they are not objecting, because malaika are sinless, they don't sin. But it looks like they might have seen previous example. Yani, they might have seen on the earth someone who was there and did a bad job. So they say, oh my God, are they going to do the same thing? Again, now there's a long kalam. Were the jinn before the ins and corrupting throughout the land? As some mufassirun say, there's some creatures called Ham and Tam, and it's like funny names. Who knows? Allahu alam. But always they show these fossils of some advanced primates. Maybe those are the Ham and Tam, who knows? I don't know. Anyways, so they had some knowledge that this could happen. So then they said, they want to learn. They want to learn. Are you going to make in it who's going to you're going to put it on earth, who's going to corrupt and shed blood? And then Allah said, قَالَ إِنِّي أَعْلَمُ مَا لَا تَعْلَمُونَ, I know what you don't know. Okay. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam in a miraculous fashion. In a miraculous fashion, yes. So having a baby or having a human produced, you have 4 possible ways of producing a human being. I'm saying logically. So you can have a human that comes from man and woman. That's us. We have a father, we have a mother. So that's 1 out of 4. Or you could have someone coming from a mother, no father. That's Isa alayhi salam. Then you can have someone coming from no father, no mother. That's Adam alayhi salam. Then you can have someone coming from father and no mother. Oh, that's Hawa, his wife. She was created from him. Did you see? So Allah showed us that in His Qudra, He can create in all 4 possibilities. Of course, He said, kun fayakun. But He's shown you all 4 possibilities I can create. And that's to show you that the creation of Isa alayhi salam, yes, is miraculous, but that doesn't make him a God. Unless Adam alayhi salam is a double God, and no one says that. Because if you'll be a God from being born from mom with no dad, how about being born with no mom and no dad? That's like heavy duty God. But no one says that. So if you say it here, why don't you say it there, right? That's inconsistency. Anyways, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam in that phase of no mother, no father. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described for us different stages of the creation of Adam. For a simple-minded person, they might say, wait a minute. Does the Quran have some contradictions? Because one time Allah said He created Adam from teen. And one time He said He created him from salsal. And another time He said He created him from hama' masnoon. And then one time from turab. So what is this? I'll say, Habibi, you need to learn a little bit. Because these are all stages of the same creation. Stages? Yes. So first of all, as narrated in Musnad Imam Ahmad, a hadith that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took a handful from the earth, from the dirt of the earth, like it's mixed. You know how the dirt is different qualities. Yani you have red dirt, like we have in Halab. Then you have black dirt, like we have here. Then some areas it's more like sandy. You know, so soil has so many colors. So it was like a concoction of all of these types of turab. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Adam from that mixture. So there's a hadith indicates that has this meaning that's why because of that, some of them are white, some of them are red, some of them are black, some of them, just like earth, some of them are soft, some of them are hard. You see? So the characters and the colors and all of that, that's all the variations in Adam alayhi salam. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala added water to that turab, because Allah said that He made Adam from turab. So that becomes teen. Teen is mud. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. Then after that, that mud becomes sticky. Min teenin lazib. That's all ayat in the Quran. Then He fashioned him just like a statue. Yani, you know, one of the names of Allah, Al-Musawwir, the fashioner. So He fashioned him in the form of a man. And He left him. And then when He fashioned him in the form of man, he became hama'. Hama' means black mud. So he started changing color. And then he dried up, and that made him salsal. You see, these are all phases. So salsal means a clay that once you tap it, it makes a sound. So Adam alayhi salam, his form was hollow, just like our body now. And he'll make a sound if you tap on him. And actually, when he was created in the Jannah, there are hadith that tells us that Shaitan came and he said, who's this? He started checking out Adam. So like it's just a statue laying there. And he's going around, investigating. Who's this man? Who's this creation? What is this? And then he started tapping with his foot and making sound, like the tapping. And then he noticed that he's hollow. And he said, he's hollow? I got him. That means they're not that strong. I can take care of those people, inshallah. He didn't say inshallah, but you know what I mean? That's the kind of the general idea here. So then, after that, he stayed for some time where the malaika saw him, where Iblis saw him, and then he kind of started going inside of his mouth, coming from the other side. He's like fooling around with Adam alayhi salam. But before he was created, before there was a ruh in him. Then, after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put in him the ruh. So far it's just lifeless statue. Then when Allah put the ruh, first thing the ruh came in the head. So he sneezed. So the malaika, alayhim salam, they told him, say Alhamdulillah. So he said, Alhamdulillah. Then Allah told him, Yarhamuka Rabbuk. Your Lord may have mercy on you. Allah told him, not some random dudes. طيب. So that shows you from the beginning, the rahmah of Allah came on him. Then the ruh started spreading in the body. So then when he saw the fruits. Oh my God, those are so good. And then the ruh arrived to the stomach. I want some. And then he got up to get some, but still the legs are not working yet. Because the ruh has now reached, all the way down. So that's why people are always in a rush. You know what I mean? We're always, خُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ مِنْ عَجَلٍ. People are always like rushing. Oh my, come on, wait a minute. People are always rushing. So then, after that, after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Adam alayhi salam, He taught him. Now, what I want to do today is we want to talk about part of the story of Adam alayhi salam, then see what are the lessons, what are the hikmahs, what are the things we can learn. So from this first part, we can see the honor of Adam alayhi salam. Allah fashioned him independently. He didn't ask one of the angels to make him. He made him himself. And then He made him in a nice stature. He made him in a nice form. So Adam alayhi salam was pretty big guy. It was pretty big. He was, it was narrated in the Bukhari that he was Sittuna dhira'an, yani 60 cubits. Now, to be very honest with you, I haven't been able to nail down exactly because there are so many different types of dhira'. So the actual measurement by the meters is pretty tricky. It goes from 45 to 27, ranges. So I'm not sure exactly in terms of meters how you translate that. But he was pretty big. So he made him very big, and this will be our size actually when we enter Jannah, inshallah. This will be like how Adam alayhi salam was. And then He gave him long life. So it was said that when at certain stage, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala showed Adam alayhi salam the creation. And each person had their age stamped on their forehead. 50, 70, 90, 1,000, kullu. So Adam alayhi salam saw that Dawood alayhi salam only got 60 years. So then, or he got certain, I remember that it was 60, but wallahu alam. Anyways, he got certain number of years. And then he got, Adam alayhi salam got 1,000 years. So he wanted to give 40 of his life to Dawood alayhi salam. And then eventually he was granted that. So if he's 60 plus 40, that means Dawood alayhi salam got 100, so he got 1,000 minus 40, alayhi salam. So then, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him. Look now. After you got the means of living, the body, all of that, the stature, now comes the ilm. That's the second most important thing. Second most important thing. After you have your means of living, now ilm comes. وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا. So He taught him, Allah taught Adam alayhi salam the meanings of things, the names. طبعا there's debate. What does the names of things mean? So Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, what did he say? It is like tree, this is a tree, this is a sea, this is a dolphin. He didn't say dolphin. But this is a cow, this is, you know what I mean? Like the exact things, like the name of everything. And then he taught him how to do things. So this idea that, like people were originally naked and then say, oh, let me cover myself. And then, oh, what is this? Fire, let me learn how to do this. And then, oh. So this does not apply to Adam alayhi salam. Allah taught him from day one. From the beginning, Allah taught him how to do things. He taught him language. He taught him the meanings of words. So it's not like, oh, let me see what this is going to do. Like they show in the documentaries, when people are discovering fire, people, Allahu alam what. So anyways, so after Allah taught Adam alayhi salam, He wanted to show His fadl, His virtue over the angels. Because the angels were wondering, like, we are glorifying you. We are, نحن نسبح بحمدك. We're glorifying you. So like, they're thinking, are we not glorifying you good enough to make someone else? We're doing good. But then Allah showed them that He has something they don't have. He has ilm. And He has choice. So angels are good because they have to be good. But if Ibn Adam is able to overcome his desires or her desires, halas, you can be in a very high rank because you chose to do that. So anyways, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him the words, and then again, you know the story. When the malaika were asked, what are the names of these things? They said, we don't know. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana. That's why I've seen many of our ulama, حفظهم الله ورحم من مات منهم, whoever died of them, would say this at the beginning of the dars. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا. Glory to you, we have no knowledge except for what you have taught us. So then he showed them the superiority of Adam alayhi salam, that he has the ilm. And then after that comes now the third station in the story of Adam alayhi salam. What is it? He asked the malaika to bow to him. يعني تباو to Adam alayhi salam. Now let me clarify a few things here. First of all, now the word is used sajda, right? فَسَجَدَ الْمَلَائِكَةُ كُلُّهُمْ أَجْمَعُونَ. So, but sajda here, it's referring to bowing, not actually putting the head on the floor. That's first clarification. Second clarification, in the previous religions, it was permissible to bow to someone as a sign of respect. Where did I get this from? Am I making up stuff? No. You know the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, when he saw in his dream that, that there's 11 kawkab and shams and qamar, they're bowing to him. Now it said sajideen, right? But they're bowing to him. And then it actually happened. But again, that's a sign of respect. But in our deen, that's no longer allowed. It was allowed in the old Sharia, not in ours. Anyways, so then, you know the story then, you know the rest of it. Then, so Adam alayhi salam was basically like a qibla. Like example, we stand there and face the qibla and pray. Like, are we praying to the stones? No, we're praying to Allah. So when the malaika actually bow to Adam alayhi salam, they are bowing to Allah because they are responding to Allah's command. Khalas. Easy. So then, after they bowed, then Iblis said, wait a minute. He didn't say that, but that's his hal. He said, like, wait a minute, no. Now again, wait a minute. Iblis was not an angel. He was an advanced jinn. Because Allah in the Quran clearly stated, إِلَّا إِبْلِيسَ كَانَ مِنَ الْجِنِّ فَفَسَقَ عَنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّهِ. So he was from the jinn. Okay. Now Iblis was from the jinn, but was very good guy. Yani he has a lot of ilm, and his rank was pretty high. That's because you might say, what is he doing in Jannah? Like, what is he doing hanging around there in Jannah? So he was elevated because of his ilm, because of his status, whatever. So he got elevated. But let me tell you something here. There's an important point to learn for us personally, all of us. If you don't have tarbiyah, your ilm is not going to benefit you. You know our teachers, what they used to say? The first day we went to the Khusrufiyya school, Assalamu alaikum, what's your name? Okay. Kullu introduction, I'm this, I'm the fulan. He said, listen, Ibni, like because we were young, they were older. Ibni, like my son. Listen, Ibni. You have to learn 99 adab for every 1% of ilm. Otherwise, you're bananas. طبعا, I'm adding this bananas thing. Then it say that. Otherwise, you're done. And actually, that's what happens. When you have ilm and you don't have tarbiyah, then you swell up. And then you start doing qiyas. You know qiyas, like comparisons. He did qiyas, right? Iblis did qiyas. Wait a minute. Teen, mud. Nar, fire. Fire bakes mud. Fire wins. See that? Just like we're playing team football stuff. It's the qiyas, random qiyas. But anyways, he came up with that qiyas. But again, based on his ilm, he said, oh, that makes sense, I'm good. But then that qiyas, هذا القياس نكسه على الراس. يعني that qiyas made him go upside down. So anyways, and you guys know the rest of it. So he said no, and then, let me tell you this. He didn't only refuse the amr, he's trying to say it doesn't make sense. And that's a lesson for us. What is the lesson? Look, Habibi. You know, any of us might be mubtala, yani tested with some type of sin. If someone of us is sinning, then don't say, oh Allah, or don't say to yourself, this is not a sin. Or trying to make what is haram halal or the other way around. Admit it and say, I'm going to try to be better. Because once you say no and deny the whole thing, khalas, you're done. But once you leave that rope connected, oh, you know, oh Allah, I'm doing something wrong, but khalas, I'm going to work on it now. I'm going to do better. You know, I know what I'm doing is not right. That's a very important key in our life, in our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then, as you know, then there was a dialogue between Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Iblis. It's mentioned in many ayahs, surahs in the Quran. Then he was kicked out. Khalas, get out. And then he said, okay, give me some time. And he said, okay, I'll give you time. He said, okay, now I'm going to take care of those people. But listen what he said. لَأَقْعُدَنَّ لَهُمْ صِرَاطَكَ الْمُسْتَقِيمِ. يعني, listen to this. يعني shaitan is going to be where the goodness is. You know what I mean? Like, where are you going to see shaitan mostly? In masjids, in durus of ilm, between ulama, between talaba of ilm. Of course. Because do you think if someone is like drunk the whole day, do you think shaitan's going to bother with him? This guy's taken care of. Halas, leave him. Yeah, or someone like doing haram. He's doing my work, mashallah. Like I just barely touched him and the guy went haywire. Halas, utruk. Now, oh, let's get that sheikh. That sheikh. Let's tweak with his niyyah a bit. Let's tweak with those who are building the masjids. Let's play with their niyyah. Let's make the people in the masjid fight. Of course. He's going to sit on the sirat al-mustaqim and start fooling around. See, we need to understand this. Because we got an advantage. You know what it is? We know the plan. He said, Allah quoted him saying exactly what he's going to do. I'm going to go sirat mustaqim and then I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this and exactly what he's going to do. So we know the plan. So we shouldn't fall for it. Anyways. But then he was kicked out. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put Adam alayhi salam in the Jannah and told him, take your time, eat, enjoy. Okay. Of course, he didn't have wife. Honestly, he became miserable. He needed a wife. He felt lonely, all of that. So then one day he was sleeping, he woke up, he saw a lady next to him. That was Hawa. Of course, Allah created Hawa from his left rib. From the rib, bone to just like graft. Bone, this, that, khalas, human being. He made a human being. So then they lived together in the Jannah. So, wait a minute, you might say, but wait a minute. How did Iblis tempt them if he's already kicked out? A legitimate question, isn't it? Well, actually, he got a limited pass. Go in, do some stuff, come out. It's a test, right? So it's a test. Like example, if I'm going to test my students and they lock the door, I can't even get in. Like I'm coming in, oh, you're in class number 4. And I come to class, the door is locked. Can I test them? No. So again, Adam is going to be tested, alayhi salam. How is he going to be tested? He has to come in, you have to bring in the tools of the test. So he came in, Iblis, and he said, oh, see that tree? Again, Allah told him, eat whatever you want, but that tree, he didn't say don't eat from it. He said don't go near it. Because once you go near it, oh my God, that's so good. Well, let me check it out. Let me see, is it chewy? Khalas, you're gone. You're done. Because what did it say? Curiosity killed the cat? Yeah. Oh, let me see, what is this? What is khalas. So that's why, don't even go near it. Then he said, if you eat this tree, you're going to be angel, you're going to live forever. And he said, Wallahi. Look, Iblis is saying Wallahi. Once he said Wallahi, he said, wait a minute, man. He said, Wallahi, this is so good for you. I'm telling you, listen to me, Wallah. So Adam alayhi salam, he believed him. Why? First of all, no experience, in life. This is the first experience of temptation. Second of all, how could he swear by the name of Allah and be lying? He's swearing by the name of Allah. And then he forgot as well, because, one ayah in the Quran indicates that Adam alayhi salam forgot at this moment, like he was unaware when he actually ate. And then he ate from the tree, and then the awrah kind of got exposed. Their private parts, whatever, got exposed of him and his wife. So then they started, taking waraq, leaves from the Jannah and covering. Taban, there is a long debate, which tree, it doesn't matter. Is it fig tree, is it grape? Here they show you apple, right? It doesn't matter, khalas. Al-muhim, the idea, Now let me tell you something here. When that happened, Adam alayhi salam regretted so much. They knew something was wrong. And then they started asking for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They started asking for forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because they noticed they did something wrong. Now let me clarify one thing here. So, did Adam alayhi salam disobey Allah? Isn't Adam alayhi salam a prophet? What is the chemistry here? What's going on here? Okay, actually, if you've wondered that way, you're not the only one to wonder that way. Because a lot of ulama and people who have some brain, who look into the Quran and read and think about what they're reading, they had the same question. Well, there are many answers for that. The first answer, which a scholar called Ibn Furak, he said this opinion, which is very interesting. He said, listen, when Adam alayhi salam ate from the tree, he wasn't a prophet at that time. And we say, wait a minute, where did you get that from? He said, because there's in the ayah, ثُمَّ اجْتَبَاهُ رَبُّهُ فَتَابَ عَلَيْهِ وَهَدَى. So after eating the tree, and he did tawbah, Allah chose him. Chose him. So they say, his choosing as a prophet was after he was prophet, so khalas, no problem. And there's another interesting point, is that where did that happen? In the Jannah. Is the Jannah a dar of taklif? Is the Jannah a place of do's and don'ts? The answer is no. Jannah is a place just to enjoy. So then that's why it's not a place of do's and don'ts. And then there's third opinion or answer to that what Allah told them to do was a nasiha, not a law. Because he said, فَلَا يُخْرِجَنَّكُمَا مِنَ الْجَنَّةِ فَتَشْقَى. Don't let him get you out of Jannah and then you'll be miserable. يعني مثل example, I say, Ya Habibi, if you want to lose weight, stop eating all of this food. Eat less. Now, if you ate all of that food, is that haram? When you get that advice, you're just harming yourself. So by Adam alayhi salam not following that command or that advice, irshad, he got harmed along with his wife. And the harm was us being here now. Because that's why we got down from Jannah. So again, that's the answer. That's the answer. And then again, despite everything, it happened in a time of ghafla. يعني نسية كما قال تعالى. Just like Allah said in Surah Taha. Then second thing, it was after the shaitan changed the realities and the facts. He said, Wallahi, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. He's lying. But again, so there were some other elements that played in. But in general, we know the Anbiya are protected from sinning. Anbiya are, and even if something comes from the Anbiya that seems to be a mistake, it is something that they have an excuse for doing. Or it could be interpreted in a way that because Allah has such a high standards for prophets, what is okay from them or what is okay from someone else is not okay from them. That kind of thing. Just like someone with extra credit type of student, you will kind of go after them for a small mistake. Or if someone is barely, yalla, he's getting D. If he got a C, you'll make a hafla. Allahu Akbar, let's have da'wah, let's have walima, because he got a C. Usually he gets D, So the standards, they're different for different people. So anyways, then Adam alayhi salam, what is the time end? To what? 2:20? 2:30? Oh, phew. We have 9 minutes, inshallah. Okay, so, so Adam alayhi salam, then he was sent to the earth. Now, there are a few lessons here. First lesson, one sin can do a lot of damage. And one good deed can do a lot of good. It's just you don't know which one. You don't know the good deed that is they call it the mujibah. Like it's gonna make Jannah for you a mandatory thing. Khalas. Just like you did something, you're all set. You don't know which good deed you do is gonna make you all set. And you don't know which bad deed that is gonna make you all fall in the pit. You know what I mean? You don't know. So that's why someone try as much as they can to do the right thing. So anyways, that's one important lesson. Second important lesson, do not trust shady people. I'm telling you this. If someone is shady, you know their history, don't trust what they say. Iblis was very shady. Again, look what happened. How was he shady? He didn't want good for them because he got jealous. He was arrogant. He said, why they're prostrating to Adam? Who the heck is he? Why? It didn't add up in the way he sees things. So anyways, so then after that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose Adam alayhi salam to become the first prophet ever. So Adam alayhi salam was not the first messenger, he was the first prophet. The first messenger was Nuh alayhi salam, and that's mentioned in the hadith that, in the hadith of the Shafa'ah, the famous hadith that, people on the day of judgment, they want things to get, they're waiting, no judgment. So then they go start looking for help. Then they go to prophets, and then they go to Nuh alayhi salam, and then they'll say, you're the first Rasul. Okay. And then there's a hadith that clearly states that Adam alayhi salam was a Nabi. So anyways, or first Nabi, either Nabi or first Nabi. So anyways, so he was the first Nabi alayhi salam. So when he came down to the earth, now he needed to teach his kids. Because again, he was sent to earth, he has a wife, now Allah gave them kids. So now when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them kids, now he was the first father and the first prophet and the first teacher. So he taught his kids the deen, he taught them the tawheed, he taught them how to do things, he taught them about life. That's a lesson for us. The first teacher for your kids is you. You know what they say in Arabic? They say, إذا كان رب البيت بالطبل ضاربا. So طبل is a drum. Drum. So they say if the head of the household is a drummer, فشيمة أهل البيت الرقص. So if the head of the household is a drummer, then what do you think the family is going to do? They're going to dance. Yeah. Say, hey, let's go. Oh, let's go. 10 minutes ago, 10 minutes after that, it's like a party house. حفلة, كله حفلة. You know what I mean? So that's how important the role of the murabbi, whether it's father, whether it's mother, whether your kids. If you're doing tabla, they're going to do tabla. They're going to get maybe smaller, bigger, and then start dancing with you. But if they see you as a role model for them, as a qudwa, then they're going to learn from you. So it's your choice. You want to do a tabla, or you want to do something better. So then, as we know, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Adam alayhi salam with his family and sent to them the deen. فَإِمَّا يَأْتِيَنَّكُم مِّنِّي هُدًى فَمَن تَبِعَ هُدَايَ فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. So now he gave them the guidance. Adam alayhi salam is the first teacher, the first father, and the first prophet. And he taught them the way of life. And then Allah told us that whoever follows that huda, فَلَا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ. You're not going to be afraid. وَلَا هُمْ يَحْزَنُونَ. Nor you're going to be sad. So you see, if you follow the manhaj, you're going to benefit. It's going to give you happiness. And you're not going to fear in the akhirah. And then, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guaranteed for Adam in the Jannah, قَالَ إِنَّ لَكَ أَلَّا تَجُوعَ فِيهَا. So your food is guaranteed. وَلَا تَعْرَى. Nor you'll be naked, you'll be dressed. وَأَنَّكَ لَا تَظْمَأُ فِيهَا. Then you're not going to be thirsty. وَلَا تَضْحَى. Nor you're going to be exposed to the elements. So these are the rights for us now. You know, food, drink, housing, and clothing. So this is not something that people discovered. Adam as discovered by time. Discovered clothes, discovered all of these things. Rather, these are things Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught them. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught Adam alayhi salam and his progeny. And then he made it for them, even in this earth, on earth, that these are the rights of people that are guaranteed for them. Barakallahu feekum. I think we came, inshallah, to the end of this lecture. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us benefit from the stories of those anbiya. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not like giving us entertainment, like movie. You know, I told you stories are important in Quran, but this is not like movie. We're watching a movie, eat popcorn, hey, it was good, and we move on. No. There's a reason for it. There's a benefit. You know? There's a ibrah for us, a lesson. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us benefit from the story of the best of people, because those Anbiya'ullah and Rasulullah are the best of all mankind. And we need to learn from their lesson. And each Nabi, alayhim as-salam jami'an, have something in their story that applies to us. And it's interesting that Allah gave us stories of real people. It's not some mythologies, not some random creatures. It's real people breathing, living on earth in real societies. So Allah gave us the examples of those real people so we can benefit, inshallah, for ourselves. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us all from those الذين يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. آمين. وأن ينفعنا وأن يعلمنا ما ينفعنا. آمين. Or teach us what benefit us. وأن ينفعنا بما علمنا. And make us benefit from what he taught us. إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. إن شاء الله وإياكم.
They switched it up. It's going to be a student question. That's it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Inshallah, we'll have a 5-minute break where everyone can stretch out and maybe get some chai and just walk around and get some blood flow. And we will continue in 5 minutes with Mufti Minhajuddin, inshallah.